Okay, hello class. So today we will learn something new and we will learn how to use algebra to solve ratio problems. That means we are going to mix algebra with ratio. Okay, to start with, I think you have a little bit understood about about a ratio, and you learned in the last video that ratio is something with that we can compare to what you say quantities. Okay, so it's like a fraction, and I was talking about three quantities ratio, and that we will know also. Okay, later on. So let me start with some maths. So you might be remembering that I told you to find equivalent ratios. Now if something is like that, 3 by 4, I can multiply anything upside anything, and I have to multiply downside also same thing, and whatever I will get, that will be another equivalent ratio. So these two things represent the same phenomena, okay, the same incident. Now in that case, if you have something like this, if you have 3 by 4 equal to, let's say, 24, and you have x right here, that means you don't have anything right here and you have to find what is here. So using algebra, what we can do, using a normal method, we can do it obviously using our like normal method, that is 6 into 4 we can write, and I can see that 4 was there already, so that means must be 6 is multiplied with it. So 6 will be multiplied upside also, and 3 was already there, so this should be 18 by your 24. But if we don't use this method, we can do it using our algebraic method. So what we can do, we can basically think this one as x, and we know one thing, that we can write this equation as this also, that is our x by 24 is equal to 3 by 4, right? And we know that if I write x here, so that means 24 is going in another side, so it was in denominator, so it will go into numerator. So I can write 3 into 24 because it will go upside by 4, and if I simplify this, it will be 6 into 4 by 4, so 4 and 4 I will cut and I will get 18. So this is another method in which we can use our algebra to find this kind of situations. Okay. Now we will use today all the algebra to find out some of the word problems, how, like, the procedure, how to do those things we will see. Okay, so I can show you one math here. You can see that the math is telling that Mark and Fred has some money in the ratio 6:1. So ratio is a comparison, so that means it is showing that if Mark is having 6 rupees, then Fred is having 1 rupees. In a simple way, you can tell that the Mark is having 6 times of Fred, right? So and you can see the situation here. You can see the situation here. Mark is having, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shares, whereas Fred is having only 1. Okay. Mark gave half of his money to Fred. Now whatever money Mark was having, so I don't know actual money. Now 6:1 does not tell me that Mark is having 6 rupees and Fred is having 1. No, it may be different also. That why? Because let's say if Mark is having 18 rupees and Fred is having 3, it can also be possible. So all the equivalent ratio is there, like that all can be possible. And then also, like if he was having 18, he was having 3, then also this ratio will give you this result. If Mark was having, let's say, 24 and he was having 4, then also this ratio will give you same result. So you cannot say the definite amount ki how much Mark and Fred was having. What we can do, we can compare their money, right? So in this math you can see that Mark was having 6 at first, let's say 6 share, okay, and Fred was having only 1 share, and 3 of the shares, this 3 actually is given to Fred. So Fred has gotten this 3 share here. So now Fred is having 4 and he was having 6, and from 6 he has given 3, so he was having 3. So now the ratio is 3:4. That means 3:4. So this kind of math you can do like this, okay, like this also you can do it. But there is some better way of doing it, like using our algebra. Now how to use our algebra? See, Mark and Fred, they were having money with the ratio 6:1. Now as I have told you that 6:1, that is 6 by 1, is a simplified, already reduced form. So this also means it can be 24 by 4, it can be 18 by 3, it can be, let's say, 42 by 7, it can be anything, okay, like this, whatever. There are so many possibilities. You cannot tell directly what is the actual money of Mark or Fred. So what we can do here, we can see that all of these cases are some number that is multiplied with our basic one. So this is our basic one, that is the simplified ratio. So something is being multiplied here with simplified ratio. So you can see here in all of the cases something is multiplied, right? Something. Now I will find the definite thing that is multiplied with 6x. That means 6 or this one. So my job is to find out actually which number is multiplied with 6 and 1. So how to find out that? What we'll do, we will think that this eraser is very small, I need a big one, okay. So we can say that let us imagine that with 6 and 1 a number x is being multiplied. So that means it was the actual amount of Mark and it was the actual amount of Fred. So I can imagine like that Mark actually was having 6x money and Fred actually was having 1x, that is my x money. Fine, okay. Now let's see. Now if Mark is giving half of that money, so you can see here that the Mark has given half of the money to Fred. So half of Marked money, that is my 6 by x by 2, that is the half money. So that is my 3x money. So if Mark has given this 3x money to Fred, then Fred will having this plus 3x and Mark was having this minus 3x, because Mark has given, so it is deducted from Mark, and Fred has received, so it is added to Fred's pocket. So how much is left? We have 3x here and we have 4x here. So now if I take the ratio, I will be having 3x by 4x. So my x and x can cut and I can say the ratio is 3:4. So basically what I am doing, I am thinking that Mark is having 6x amount and Fred is having 1x amount, and then I can do using my algebra. Okay, so this is the technique how we can use our algebra in this ratio. Let us do this math so that it will be more clear to you. Let us do the first one. A board was cut into two pieces whose lengths are in the ratio 2:5. So there is a board like this maybe, and I have cut the board into two pieces with the size like 2:5. So now see, 2:5 means it can be any equivalent ratio. It can be 4:10 also. It can be 8:20 also. It can be many things, okay. It can be so many things. So what I can do here, I can think that this piece is actually 2x and this piece is actually 5x. So x is a number that was actually multiplied with those numbers, that means 2 and 5, so that after taking the ratio and after simplification, x and x has got cancelled and we got 2:5. So that means x was multiplied with those two numbers before. So the longest piece was 85 inch. How long was the shortest piece? The longest piece, that means 5x. 5x was how much? 85. My God, it is already told that 5x is 85. So x will be for 85 divided by 5. So that means it will be 17. So that means 17 is the number that was multiplied with 2 and 5. So that means what was the actual length? So this is known already because it is given in the question. And this was 32 because 2 into 70, 2x. So we can always write 2x, that is 2 into 17, that is 34. So one part was 34 and another part was 85. So very easy this question, okay, to do like this. It's not that hard. You can do it easily. Okay. And let us go into the next one. Okay, it takes a lot of time to erase. As if I am itching the screen. Okay, let us go to the next one. That is, at a track meet, 5/8 of the students were boys. There were 48 more boys. How many students were there altogether? At a track meet, 5/8 of students were boys. So I don't know how much students were there. So 5/8 students were boys. So rest of the students were girls. That means okay. There were 48 more boys. How many students were all together? So you can see one thing here. So you can do this thing in two ways, okay, but I'm going to do in the way of ratio. So 5/8 of students, so that means the ratio of students with the boys with the total student total students is 5:8. So that means I can tell that boys is 5x, maybe boys are 5x and students they can be 8x actually. Okay, this math actually can be done in two ways, I told you. So I am showing you the way of ratio because this is ratio chapter. So this is, let's say, 5x and it is actually say 8x. So you can see that the girls will be in that case 8x minus 5x because 8x is the total students number, so that is 3x girls. Now there were 48 more boys. Okay, how many students were there all together? So now you can see that now if 48 more boys are there, so I have to add more 48 with our 5x, right? I have to have more 48 with our 5x. So 5x plus 48 will be boys and girls will be 3x only, right? So now the question is how many students were all together. Now in this case you can see that if I add the number of boys now, so what was the number of boys? 5x plus I think there is some misconception in the question because you can see there is no if I do this, that is the number of boys and the number of girls, that is 3x. Okay, and then if I like just add them, there is x till now and there is no way I can what you say find out the value of x because there is no condition. Okay, so I think the question would be like this: there were 48 more boys than girls. So if the question would be like this, then there will be some condition. So I don't think it will be like this, but the question was not clear, so let me do in that way. So we can say that the girls we have found already 3x. Now if the question would be like this, there were 48 more boys than girls, so that means whatever is the number of girls, the number of boys is 48 more than that. So if I add the 48 with the number of girls, that should be my number of boys. There we will get some what you say condition. So the question was not clear, so sometime you will see that some of the question will be not that much clear and you might be stuck somewhere. So you use there your common sense in that case ki yes, I need one condition to find out the value of x. So let me solve this equation. So number of boys is 48 more than girls, so that would be the question. So in that case we can solve it, like we can write 5x equal to 48 plus 3x, and 3x we can bring in this side. So two, so it will be 24. That means my value of x is 24, right? And my total student is 8x, so that means the total students is actually the number of total student is actually 8 into 24. Yes, I think. Okay, so this is the question. Now see what I have done. I have taken this thing as a ratio, that is 5:8, and I have thought key x must be multiplied with them. So number of boys is 5x, number of student is 8x, and then I have gotten the number of girls from it, and then I have created a condition, that is this number of boys is 48 more than the girls. So this question was not clear, something is missed here, and then we have solved and we have gotten the answer. So this was the math. Let us do the next one. Again I'm itching the screen. Okay, so let us do the next one. So the next one is, Teresa read 2 and 1/4 times as many pages on Saturday as on Sunday. She read 120 pages more on Sunday. How many pages did she read altogether? So Teresa read 2 and 1/4 times. So 2 and 1/4 times means what? Okay, so 2 and 1/4 times, if something you see like this, that means 2 and 1/4 times. So this is basically this, that is your improper fraction. So you have to convert this into your simple fraction, proper fraction. Okay, so from mixed to your simple fraction. So 2 and 1/4 times as many pages on Saturday as on Sunday. So one thing you see, 2 and 4 times as many pages on Sunday. So whatever she reads on Saturday, she reads that 9/4 of Saturday as on Sunday. So Sunday she is reading 9/4 of whatever she has read on Sunday. Okay, so that means what? That means ki the ratio of books read. Okay, so the ratio of books read in Saturday is to Sunday is 9:4. Now why? See one thing, Saturday she has read 2 and 1/4, that is 9/4 of Sunday. Okay, so that means what does it mean? Ki if Sunday she has read 1, then Saturday she has read 9/4. So that means what I can do here in both cases. So how I have gotten this 9/4, let me talk about it. So whatever she has read on Saturday, she has read like whatever she has read on Sunday, she has read 9/4 of that. So that means if Sunday she has read one book, Saturday she has read 9/4 books. So this what I told in the last video, that when you have a ratio like this, you can multiply same thing in both sides. So I can multiply 4 in both sides to make it simple. So this 4 and 4 gone, and I am getting 9:4. Okay, so that's why I have written here my 9:4. Okay, that is the number of book read by Teresa. So I can imagine that actual number of books read on Saturday is 9x. Saturday, I'm not writing the whole thing, number of books read is 9x, and Sunday the number of books read is 4x. Okay, now she read 120 pages more on Saturday. So whatever she reads on Sunday, she reads Saturday 120 pages more. So that means if I add uh, see, she read 120 pages more on Saturday, so Saturday is more, right? So this is a bigger one. So if I add 120 pages with Sunday's number of books, so that is my 4x, Sunday's number of book plus this 120 pages more, so that will be my number of book read in Saturday. So that is my 9x, right? So you can see here again she read 120 pages more on Saturday. So Saturday she read more, so Saturday is the bigger one. So if I add 120 with the smaller one, I should get the bigger, that is the Saturday's one. So now just solve it. So 9x minus 4x 20 . Now it is 120 by 5, and if we just divide it with this, so that will be 1 4, that is 14 5s are 14 5s are not 14 5s are 24. Okay, so that means x is 24. So that means Saturday she has read (9x), so 9 into 24, and Sunday 4x, that is 4 into 24 books. Okay, so now let's talk about these two numbers, 216 and 96, and let us see that both are coming same or not. Obviously they will come same because 24 is multiplied with both of them, which is the same number. So if you do this just a minute, if you take the ratio of these two things, that is 216 by 96, it will obviously come 9 by 6. That is, the ratio will come 9 by 4. That is, ratio should come 9:4. So actually, so what we are trying to do, we have to find out what was multiplied with our actual values, like the ratio values. Okay, so this is the way you have to use your algebra with the ratio. Now this maths and this math can be done without the help of ratio also, but when you do with the help of ratio, that would be very easy. Otherwise you would be having this equation which we were having, like we had this equation, just a minute, we had this equation, right? So instead of this equation we would be having some equation with fraction. Okay, so something like different. So but if you use this ratio, it will be much easier. So that is for today, and in the next day we will learn about if you have 3 or 4 quantities, how to take the ratio, and we will talk about mixtures. Okay, so today this much is for today, and this might be little bit out of your book, but you must know this thing because this is important and you can understand this very well. So this is for today, and see you in the next class.